Okay, so I'm using a different headset yet again, but this is the one I plan to use going forward, so just a heads up. History of Konehara Academy. This is going to be a bit. So, 1927, Konehara Academy is founded in M-Town, H-City, by the millionaire Genzo Konoe. 1928, the construction of the school building, the old building, is completed. 1937, the clock tower is built to commemorate the school's 10th anniversary. 1938, Konoe Academy's first headmaster, Genzo Konoe, passes away. 1945, during the Great H-City air raid, a firebomb is dropped on the school. Both the school building and the clock tower are miraculously left unscathed. 1955, school's address changes due to the town's merger. Believe it or not, that actually does happen in the U.S. too. 1958, the Konehara Academy Student Council is launched. 1987, the construction of the new building and the special building are completed and the old building is renovated. 1990, the clock tower stops working due to age. 1994, the old building is officially shuttered. 70 years of history. There were likely some tragic incidents that occurred during those decades. Does anything here give me a hint as to the departed's identity? Chapter 4.
4章死人の気配
The Departed's Presence. So I think they're using the word Shibito for the Departed. I close the Konehara Academy brochure once I finish reading it. Then I take a sip of the coffee I brewed. It's been 3 days since the end of Slitmouth Kashima's case, and there's yet to be a new notice. In the interim, I borrowed several documents from the school in a desperate bid to find any clues related to the departed's identity. The investigation is not going so well. I feel like I'm treading water in the middle of the ocean and I can't see the shore. Instead, my sense of uneasiness keeps growing larger and larger. Time to get going. Mr. Konoe called me in today. I'd better head to the school. I'm feeling much better today than I was last time, so I decided to take my car. After cresting the steep slope, the school grounds finally come into view. Mr. Konoe has already left by the time I arrive at the faculty room. Without any direction, I decide to go to the infirmary. But just then, someone asked me to fill in for an absent teacher. I'm still not used to staying in front of a class. However, I do my best to remain professional and struggle through it, teaching a lesson cobbled together from stray bits of my knowledge. Can I ask a question? A female student timidly raises her hand. It's not related to the lesson, though. What is it? I heard you're investigating the departed. Does the departed really exist? I don't know. My answer causes a stir among the students. Obviously, I know the departed does exist, but I can't just share this fact with them. In this end, that's the response I decide to leave them with. The chime signaling the end of class sounds. Saying my goodbyes, I leave the classroom and walk toward the infirmary. School is over. Time to start my investigation. None of the mark bearers will be here today since I didn't tell anyone I was coming. Had I just made this decision earlier, they'd all still be alive. I'm always one step behind. Mr. Konoe should be back by now. I better go to the faculty room. So keep in mind they all still are alive as of this playthrough. There's no one in the infirmary. The notification light on my phone is blinking. Looks like I've got voicemail. I press the button to play the audio. Hello, it's me, Kashiwagi. How are things going with your investigation, Mr. Light? I'm in Osaka right now for work. I'd like to come back and help as soon as I'm done. But sadly, I'm shooting a music video and then we have a concert after that. I'll be gone for at least a week. Sorry I can't be of much help. That reminds me, is Sho doing a good job? I asked him to help out in my absence. He's got good stamina, so I'm sure he's doing a much better job than me. I really wanted to be there to help you finish this thing. Such a shame, really. But give me a call if you ever need my help. I'll come flying to you. Bye-bye. That's the end of the voicemail. Bag enhancement. Whoa, it costs 3 now? Jeez, even inflation's catching up to video games. Hello, Light. Sorry for making you wait. Has there been a new notice? No, I didn't call you because of that. I just wanted you to directly report your results in the Slipmouth Kashima case to me. Go ahead. I give him a general report about the Slipmouth Kashima case. It's also been decided that the broken glass and the dirty floor in the art room will be left as it is for the time being. I can't blame them considering the current state of the old building. I see, it just keeps getting worse, huh? Daimo's been attacked, and the Departed's identity still eludes us? Are there any clues that could help unravel this mystery? I've been digging through some of the school's documents, but I couldn't find anything linked to the Departed. Mind lending me other documents of interest if you have them? I'm especially interested in the older ones. I've barely seen any, which is odd for a school that's got 70 years of history. About that, I assume you've learned that our school was firebombed in an air raid during the war, right? Aside from the old building and the clock tower, everything was burned down. That included the building that stored the school documents. Even without the physical documents, you can always ask people who might recall the history you're interested in. Do you know anyone offhand who might remember? Let's see. If the previous headmaster was still in good health, they'd be a prime candidate. He was curious about Konara Academy's past and did some digging on his own. Where is he now? He died of a heart attack last month. That's why he's the previous headmaster and I'm the current one. Oh, okay. Say, Light, I want you to be completely honest with me. Are you confident you can solve this case? I got it. I like that attitude. Just bear this in mind. There are only so many strings I can pull if people continue to disappear. I'll be held responsible for the fallout and you'll be removed from the case. To put it bluntly, our investigation will be stopped. I'll remember that. That's all I wanted to say. Oops, there was actually one more thing. This morning, Douryou, the student council president, asked me if you'd be coming to school today or not. Why don't you go see her? Both Douryou and Michiho are in the student council room when I arrive. Hello, Mr. Light. Thank you for the other day. Looks like Michiho is fully recovered. She doesn't seem sick or dispirited. Mr. Konoe said you're looking for me. Yes, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Though I don't feel like saying it myself. Michiho, can you help? You're such a scaredy cat, Hime. Alright, take a look at this photo first. A picture is worth 1,000 words. If that picture's worth 1,000 words, I want some change back. Michiho shows me a photo of the pool at night. I have to say, the empty water at night is pretty eerie. What is that? There's something pale floating above the water's surface. The photo is too blurry for me to make out what it is, but it looks like the puffy, swollen face of a human. I was the one who took this ghost photo. The swimming club came to us to share their concerns about the pool ghost. I snuck into the school a while ago and took this picture. That's literally trespassing. Oh, come on, don't be so uptight. I did it to try and keep the student body calm. Still can't believe I managed to get this snap, though. My supernatural sense is truly something else. Michiho grins from ear to ear. Seems like she hasn't learned anything after what happened to her during Kashima's case. Are you telling me to investigate the spirit? Exactly. I've heard there have been a lot of strange incidents in the swimming club recently. If a spirit is behind those incidents, we have to do something about it before it gets worse. Do you mind investigating it for us? Only until a new notice arrives. Thank you. Now tell me more about this spirit. Where should we start? Well, we still have no idea who the spirit is. Some say it's a girl. During club activities, some of the swimming club members said they heard a weird female voice. Some also claimed that they saw a severed head at night, like the one in that photo. I believe the rumor started after the fuss around Takai died down. What fuss? Care to elaborate? Oh, you haven't heard about that? Takai was the first notice victim. Well, she's said to be missing. The rumors say she was killed by Hanako at the toilet. Is she talking about Ribbon? Now that I think about it, I never actually learned who Ribbon was. Horikoshi told me about Ribbon. She used to be in brass band club with Izumi, and the two of them bullied Hanako together. Well, yeah, I can't deny that. She was on bad terms with Takai ever since they were first years. Did something happen between them? Oh, it was just Takai's personality. She was always an attention seeker. She'd form a clique and have them fawn over her. She really loved that. Takai was invited to join her circle one time, but she refused. Is that what turned their relationship sour? This is just a hunch, but Izumi's bullying of Hanako might have escalated because he had Takai by his side. They had a shared bond of hatred. Takai was known for her flashy red ribbon. Everyone knew she wore it all the time, and she didn't care because it was given by her boyfriend, or so I'd heard. She really treasured that thing. When you touched her ribbon from behind for fun, she'd get really angry. Then her boyfriend... That's enough, Michiho. You're flying off on a tangent now. Takai doesn't have anything to do with the pool case. Strange incidents. When they're swimming, all of a sudden they feel like they're being suffocated and almost drowned. That kind of thing has supposedly happened more than 10 times. Too much of a coincidence, don't you think? But the spirit was trying to suffocate them with their curse. That's all we know. Please take care of the rest for us, Mr. Light. I'll try investigating it later at night. Right, I forgot. Wait there! Michiho writes something at her desk. Take this. This is the dorm's number and my phone number. Call me if anything happens. Or if you're feeling lonely. No, thank you. Jeez, Michiho, don't be a weirdo. I can't help teasing him, you know? He's way too serious, you know? I quickly leave the student council room, putting distance between myself and their cheerfulness. While away in the next notice, the student council asked me to investigate a spirit haunting the pool. Several students reported having odd incidents and nearly drowning, leading to some assume a spirit was involved. Before the incidents, a student, Takai, went missing. I also heard a voice at the pool. I haven't heard about the voice yet, but I assume their incidents are probably just because drinking and swimming doesn't mix. I spot a familiar-looking boy while glancing over the spacious library. What are you doing here? Once he knows my presence, he immediately approaches me with a smug smile on his face. Well, well, look who we have here, if it isn't Mr. Light. Big congratulations to you for surviving the oh-so-terrifying slit-mouthed Kashima. I expected nothing less from the renowned spirit doctor. I was just lucky. I think so too, actually. You were blessed by the goddess of fortune. Unfortunately for Mr. Daimon, he couldn't escape his cruel fate. I heard he's hospitalized at K Hospital. You sure know a lot about my situation, don't you, Abe? Don't you think it's time you tell me what sorts of tricks you have up your sleeves? Oh, goodness me, to think you would be interested in my secrets. I'm attracted to you, Spirit Doctor, and you're drawn to my mystery. We're basically meant to be. I don't dislike the sound of that. Don't dodge my question. How did you... What a silly question. I don't see any need to answer that. Don't you know, what makes a mystery fascinating and captivating is the fact that it remains a mystery. Let's keep our relationship this way. I'm in no mood to alter it. Now, if you'll excuse me. With a chuckle, Abe leaves the library. I've got no idea what to make of that kid. I doubt we'll ever understand each other. I feel like I'm talking to an alien. Is this what they call a generation gap? I blame TikTok. I step out of the library after that conversation, feeling rather frustrated. The school will be closing shortly. All students, please promptly vacate the school grounds for today. Guess that's enough for my evening investigation. I return to the infirmary to prepare for the night's investigation. They actually let you go. So I wonder if they let you talk to students, hear rumors, that type of thing, but clearly not. Might as well wait until the sun sets. Since I'm dealing with a spirit here, they should appear at night. Despite having no appetite, I forced down some cup noodles I bought on my way here to replenish my energy. I top it off with a cup of instant coffee with extra sugar. Doesn't compare to the stuff I brew myself. Coffee is still coffee, though. It's a hot black drink chock full of caffeine and chlorogenic acid. Telling myself that, I gulp the drink down. The night is getting late. Time to head out. I've got a call. Who's it from? Hello. Good evening, Mr. Light. It's me, Michiho and Douryou from the Student Council. Why do you need to call me this late at night? There's something I wanted to tell you. Remember how earlier I said Takai had nothing to do with the pool case? Actually, it's the opposite. Did you find out something? I asked one of Takai's friends at the dorm. Turns out Takai used to be in the swimming club. Hang on, wasn't she in the brass band club? She quit the club after injuring herself during practice. After that, she joined the brass band club. But apparently, she still often came to watch the swim club practice. I heard she asked one of her friends in the club to let her swim from time to time. Because of that, the swimming club members kept away from her. So she just did her own thing. There's more, though. I don't know if it's related to this case or not. Right before she died, she apparently lost her ribbon in the pool. Didn't she love that ribbon a lot? Sounds like that would have been rough on her, huh? Yes, I heard she was flipping out. She searched all around the pool, the locker room, and the members' bags, but never found it. She was even saying she'd drain the entire pool if she had to. They were having a hard time stopping her. Did she find her ribbon in the end? Nope. And after that, the notice appeared. Douryou stops talking. I guess that's all there is to the story. Thanks. It'll help my investigation. I should be apologizing for troubling you. Please call Michiho if anything happens. She'll come flying. Anyway, have a good evening. I'm still not sure whether Kyoko Takai is connected to the pool case. Maybe I'll get a better understanding once I go to the pool. Takai was in the swimming club before she moved to the brass band due to an injury. Rumor has it she was searching for the ribbon she lost before going missing. Ribbon, the first target, was Takai. If she's also the pool spirit, that ribbon might be the key to solving this. No voicemails either. There's only 4 in this chapter. So as you can tell, it's not a full-fledged chapter. No one here. Looks like those two have gone home. Their ability to take action is rather surprising. Is it because they're both in student council? There's no need to stay here any longer. Let's go inspect somewhere else. No one in the faculty room. Looks like nobody's working overtime today. I heard teachers work overtime a lot. Looks like the teachers have a healthy work-life balance. Bull! I've yet to meet one. There's no one in the library. Light's kinda dim. My eyesight will only get worse if I read books in this kind of lighting. Huh, the place has a pool hall. I leave the special building and head to the pool. After a bit of walking, I arrive at my destination. The entrance is blocked by a low palisade. Obviously, given that school hours are over, it's locked. I forgot to borrow the key. No choice but to bulldoze my way through. Isn't it just hop over it? Putting my feet on the palisade, I managed to shuffle myself over in one try. Oh, this isn't what I thought they meant by pool hall. This is the pool in question. Not sure if a spirit will appear tonight, but let's take a look around first. The bucket and floor brush have been left out. Did someone forget to put them away? There are benches by the pool with dead insects scattered on top. What's with all the insects, man? Don't they clean this place?
Yoshi.
There are some benches by the pool. Judging by all the mold growing on them, these benches must be pretty uncared for. Each lane has a diving board. I find a small object on one of the diving boards. I pick it up. It's an eerie tooth. Okay, so that's number 1. And the only other thing I see here to interact with, if there's nothing in the sky, is the pool. I see nothing on the surface of the water, certainly not a severed head. The water is cloudy and clumps of algae float atop it. I'm guessing no one's using the pool these days due to the incidents. You can say that again. What was that voice? Well, well, if it isn't the Goodyear blimp. Who's there? Oh, come on, please work. I aim my flashlight toward the source of the voice. There I spot a bloated ghost that looks like a drowned corpse. It's such an awful sight to behold that I can hardly keep myself from looking away. If you think it's bad now, you should have seen it before. Now that I take a closer look at her, she's wearing a Konara Academy uniform. Judging by the hoses wrapped around her body, she looks like a victim of Hanako. Is this the spirit... Yeah, I think that's supposed to be... Is this the spirit of Kyoko Takai? The missing person named in the first notice? Save me. Save me. I start to get strange chills all over my body. Shit, I won't be able to endure this for long. Takai keeps saying save me over and over again. It's like she's begging for forgiveness. Hanako's no longer here, though. She can't forgive her nor save her. How do I save her now? The only things I can use at the moment are the bucket and the deck brush by the poolside. I try scooping up pool water with the bucket. Will you be saved if I do this? Takai's spirit stares at the pool, murmuring something in a relieved voice. I know this was just a dumb hunch, but maybe I stumbled on the right answer. There, more. Did she say there more? Guess I need to do more to save this soul. Save me, save me. I start to get strange chills all over my body. Damn it, what should I do? I tried putting the bucket deep in the water before scooping. This is unnatural motion for me, so I end up dropping the bucket. I pick up the bucket in a hurry. The bucket's so deep in the water that it's quite full. I slowly lift it. I'm guessing she wants me to get the bucket deeper into the water when she says there, more. In that case... How's that? I scooped deep like you wanted. Takai's spirit stares at the water inside the bucket. I follow her gaze and see something floating inside. What's this? It's a flashy red ribbon. I think I remember something about Takai wearing a flashy ribbon. Is this what you've been searching for all this time? Looks like this is the right choice. I heard Takai disappeared while she was looking for her favorite ribbon. She was probably killed by Hanako before she ever found it. Takai's spirit laughs happily as she disappears into the darkness. Okay, that's a video, right folks? The regret that Takai's lost soul bore has been dispelled. She shouldn't appear here again. Let's go back to the infirmary. The spirit haunting the pool was Kyoko Takai, Hanako's first victim. Gained her ribbon back allowed her to rest in peace. Takai bullied Hanako along with Izumi, which was why she was a target. The departed didn't show up during this investigation, so this might be unrelated to them. Oh, you speak too soon. Red ribbon is floating in a bucket full of water.
よし。ここ。
Benches by the pool.
これは。
I see nothing on the surface of the water, certainly not a severed head. The water is cloudy and clumps of algae. No one's using the pool due to incidents. I just hit Y to see what happens because we don't have a partner with us. And it looks like it crashes the game. I kid. This concludes the requested investigation, yet the night is still young. What should I do next? For some reason I feel a set of eyes on me. Is it the skeleton in the corner? I don't trust that thing. There's something on the other side of the window. Was that the departed? Why were they here, though? There's an unfamiliar item on the desk. This is the departed's notice. Dear Student Council, I will kill you tonight. I'm watching, hiding in the school. Your beloved, the departed. Student Council? Do they mean Michiho and Douryou? Shit, what to do? First things first, I need to check whether they're safe or not. Better call them now. I take out the note Michiho gave me this evening. And then I punch in the number written on the paper. Michiho isn't answering. Well, then let's call the dorm and check if they're in their rooms. Konara Academy Student Dormitory here. The languid voice of a middle-aged woman is transmitted into the receiver that is pressed against my ear. She must be the dorm manager. My apologies for calling this late at night. My name's Light. I'm one of the students at Konara Academy. Have Himeko Douryou or Michiho Kunikawa returned home? Hold on, Mr. Light, right? So you're the teacher who's been hitting on those two. What? Plain dumb, I see. I've heard it all from the kids here, you know? They say there's a four-eyed middle-aged teacher who's been hanging around Douryou and Kunikawa an awful lot. Hang on a second, this is... My goodness, how immoral! There have been more and more indecent teachers trying to put their hands on these innocent students. Just admit it already, that's what your intentions are, aren't they? This is going to be nowhere fast. She's prejudiced against me. Why is this happening now of all times? What can I do to make her listen to me? I'm investigating a case at the request of Mr. Konoe. If you refuse to cooperate, that's your choice, but I'm letting you know that he'll be hearing about it. Are you alright with that? Huh? Hold on a second, you're joking, right? Why don't you try calling him and see whether or not he thinks it's a joke? So what are you going to do? Your call. The dorm manager remains silent. Merely mentioning the name Konoe seems to be a pretty effective tactic within the school. My apologies. You see, the female dormitory has been getting a lot of weird calls lately. I didn't mean to offend you at all. I'm just taking precautions for the girls' sakes. You know that, right? Now she's finally willing to listen. So where are Douryou and Kunikawa? To tell you the truth, both of them haven't returned and it's already past curfew. Excuse me? I always warn the kids that they need to get back by the curfew, but they... The dorm manager offers up a bunch of half-assed excuses. She obviously just doesn't want to be held accountable. They actually left after coming back. I let them go since it was before the curfew. I didn't do anything wrong. Did you ask where they were going? No, I respected their privacy, but I distinctly remember that Kinukawa was talking on the phone before she left. Judging by their conversation, I assumed she was invited out by someone. Okay, I'll try looking for them. Ignoring what the door manager attempts to say after that, I immediately hang up the phone. This is bad. Stifling my mounting anxiety, I quickly try to organize my thoughts. They got a phone call and left the dorm. Luring their target out with a phone call is a trick the departed has used over and over again. Knowing that, it's probably a sign that they've been lured back onto school grounds. I need to find them, and quickly. So we're gonna have to go by classroom by classroom, I bet. Douryou and Michiho aren't here. They aren't here. They aren't here. The two of them have to be at school somewhere, but where to look first? Come. Place, connect, past, future. That feeling just now and that whisper. It's the same voice that told me to pretend to be Mr. Hirose during the Slitmouth Kashima case. Come to the place that connects the past and the future. That voice is trying to guide me somewhere. Locked. So right now I'm just looking to see if any dots appear.
Yoshi.
There's a large bulletin board here. This is where the first notice was posted. When I move the papers around, there's knife damage and some red marks. There's something stuffed into the red crack. I need to touch the crack if I want to figure out what it is. This is for the investigation. I need to do it. I slowly stick my finger into the crack. It's lukewarm and damp. A sharp pain shoots through my finger. Something's biting me. I yank my finger out to check for an injury. What? Strangely enough, there is no wound. Am I just imagining things? The thing that was stuck in the crack has now fallen to the floor. Hey, we were bit. It's an eerie tooth. So there we go. We knocked out one of the ghost's teeth. Was it 31 to go or something? They should have been summoned to the school. I need to search the area.
Yoshi.
Notices for students are posted on the bulletin board. It's now prohibited to enter the old building, unless you have permission. Ooh, you can go in. I open the door to see if Douryou or Michiho are here. There's no one in the restroom. Scratch that. No one in the restroom. You can go upstairs. I've looked around on each floor to no avail. I return to the first floor to inspect other locations. Well, that's heartbreaking. Like, they missed out on so many chances for scares. So anyway, the connecting point is obviously the connecting corridor. The flashlight. You're... A female doll standing in the darkness. You're the one who called me, right? I forced the words out of my tense mouth. So, a place that connects the past and the future must be this corridor that connects the old and new buildings. What the hell are you? The doll only responds with a hollow voice. We simply stand facing each other, both of us motionless as time passes. Meanwhile, Douryou and Michiho are... I feel uneasy thinking about it. Hey, why did you call me? Plebby. What is she trying to say? Place bell rings. My... The doll in the red dress disappears, blending into the darkness. What did she want to tell me? Place where the bell rings. The place where the bell rings. What's in there? Well, for one, I assume a bell.
Mm-hmm.
Something is reflecting the light from my flashlight. This is... It's an eerie tooth. The doll's at the place where the bell rings. It can't be the old building. So apparently we're going to go there, just not yet. I'm wondering for the final case if the entire school's going to be open. A massive statue of the guardian fox stands here. It's darkened, which gives one the impression that it has been here for quite some time. Foxes might be the messengers of Inari, but this isn't the time to make a wish. Hold on, I take it back. This is the perfect time to wish for their safety. I close my eyes and clap my hands. I hope Michiho and Douryou will be safe. What was that sound? The fox looks the same as before. Is it just my imagination? Why am I getting the chills then? Suddenly something falls out of the fox's mouth. It's an eerie tooth.
Yoshi, いけそうだ.
So we get the Himiko and Michiho notes. The explanation is really confusing. I've got a bad feeling. Are they safe? I need to find them quickly.
これは
So real quick, in case you're wondering about the note things that appear, it's pretty much just telling you who the voice actress is and... Oops, wrong thing. Here you go. That's pretty much it. Although this one, since she's going to be a playable character later, apparently, or here, perhaps, you can see her stats. For a second there, when it went quiet, I was thinking, are we going to get our first jump scare or something? But nothing. So I'm dipping here just to grab the new item. We need more than a 4% boost, just saying. Whoa! Okay. Very, very tiny chapter, apparently. The place where the bell rings, eh? There's only one possibility. The clock tower. A landmark of Konara Academy that was built to commemorate the school's 10th anniversary. Having fortunately escaped the fiery ravages of war, it became the symbol of the school along with the old building. The clock tower stopped working 7 years ago, so there's no way the bell can ring. But I've often heard the bell since coming here, especially on occasions when the departed's presence is strong. The bell is ringing. That scream just now, was it Douryou? She's nearby, probably inside the clock tower. The door of the grand clock tower is slightly ajar, almost as if it's beckoning me to enter. The moment I put my hand on the rusty doorknob, the double doors fling wide open. What exactly am I seeing here? Both Douryou and Michiho are lying on the floor in their underwear. What the hell happened here? So she actually does have that mark on the side of her face. You guys okay? Yes. Douryou replies weakly. She can't think straight. Mr. Light. Michiho groans and calls my name. Can you stand? Don't think so. I can't move my legs and arms. A huge blob is wriggling around them, restraining their limbs. Looks like a massive slime mold. I'm going to rip it off. Wait! Don't provoke the bugs, they'll bite. A swarm of insects are crawling on their skin. Some are venomous, including the centipedes. If this is the Departed's doing, then these are likely no ordinary insects. There are bound to be massive consequences if I mess this up. These girls could end up like Daimon. I better be extremely careful and take things step by step. What should I do first? I'm gonna say Michiho because she has bug knowledge, she might be able to help. First I remove the slime mold that's binding Michiho's limbs. And then I carefully brush the bugs from her body. Can you walk, Michiho? Barely. I help Michiho get on her feet and take her out of the clock tower. Thank you. We should be safe here. I'll go help Douryou now. Wait here. I return to the clock tower before the same task in the exact same order to help Douryou. Lastly, I scoop up their uniforms from the floor and run outside with her. I close the doors behind me and heave a huge sigh of relief. It all went well. While the two are getting dressed, I look up at the clock tower. Is it just coincidence that they were put here? I don't think so. There must be a reason for it. And a calculated one at that. Mr. Light, we're done changing. I have to ask them what happened. Before that, let's go back to the infirmary. Once we arrive, I make them some instant coffee. Both of them sip their drinks in silence. Their faces have regained some color. Looks like they've calmed down a bit. They should be able to talk now. Mr. Light, I'm fine now. Feel free to ask us anything you need to know. That goes for me, too. Despite their trembling voices, they're trying to be strong. Honestly, I'd rather not make these kids recall such painful events, but I don't have any choice. Time to figure out what happened in the clock tower. I tell them that I managed to resolve the situation with the spirit in the pool. Thank you, Mr. Light. To think that spirit was really Takai. So she was murdered by Hanako and then became a spirit. Kinda scary to think about a spirit giving birth to another spirit. Takai isn't the only victim that turned into a spirit. Shinji, who was killed by Kashimo, is haunting the gymnasium. I have to wonder if this entire series of awful events was set in motion by the Departed. Why'd you come back to the school? The door manager told me you were invited out by someone. Who called you? It was you. Me? You asked us to help you because you were trapped in the clock tower, so Hime and I went out there. I think that was probably the Departed pretending to be me in order to lure you out. Are you serious? Damn, they're a tricky enemy. What happened in the clock tower? The door was open when we arrived at the clock tower. The moment we stepped inside, a swarm of insects attacked us. They were crawling under our uniforms, so we took them off and tried to get the insects off of us. I started panicking and everything went blank after that. If they were just normal insects, I wouldn't have been so scared, but I saw some venomous centipedes among them. My limbs refused to move when I tried to escape. And then you came just when we were at the end of our ropes. You really saved our lives. Was the Departed the one who sent those insects to attack us? Most likely. I saw a notice that they were trying to kill you to student council. Why us? I might have an idea why. Do you mind telling us? So I've noticed that the Departed's targets fall into two categories. People directly targeted by the Departed like you were, and those who are targeted by other spirits. Everyone who's been directly targeted by the Departed have all been people I'm close with. Then that means we were targeted because we're close with you? I think so. I see. I'm sorry, Douryou. Sorry, Michiho. You wouldn't have had this horrific experience if I hadn't asked for your help. I'm a curse. I shouldn't have gotten involved in this case. Then Daimon would have had to go through such terrible things. My chest tightens as feelings of regret well up inside. So keep in mind there would probably be additional lines there if you lost to other party members. But we were saved because of you. Douryou. You still saved our lives. That's not something just anyone would have been able to do. You did it because you have the skills. Yep. The other adults don't believe in the Departed. You're the only one I can rely on to protect us. So please don't apologize for caring about us. We're really grateful to you. Michiho. Thank you. So I guess those two sing the theme song of the game? Even after experiencing many terrible things, they never lose their smiles. They never turn away from the terror lurking in the darkness. Instead, they're trying to fight against it. I don't know if it's because they're brave or have a strong sense of justice. One thing's for sure, though. What those two are doing is not something that just anyone would be capable of. Witnessing their strength and resolve has given me encouragement. The two of them shine brightly like a beacon in the darkness. Mr. Light, there's something I'm curious about. Is the Departed really hiding in our school? Yes. Izumi and I said they're pretending to be a human. Do you know who they are? No, unfortunately. They're one cautious foe, disguising themselves and leaving no clues at all. Mr. Light? Would you like to try deducing the Departed's true identity with us? Nice idea. Let's give it a shot. 3 heads are better than 2. Yeah, sure, we'd better try it. Their suggestion piques my interest. Who knows, maybe they actually can feel the Departed's presence. Okay, this is not very fitting music. So the Departed is targeting those who are close to you, right? How would they know your circle of friends and who you're close to, though? Since they're a spirit, they might have used their supernatural powers to figure it out. Or they might have discovered it when pretending to be a human at the school. Why don't you try exploring that option? If we assume they're just using powers, that won't leave us any path to deduce anything. There's only a handful of people who know about Ai and Sho at the school. First up is my client and the headmaster of the school, Mr. Konoe. Since I report everything related to the case to him, he would have learned a thing or two about me during the process. Next we have the curriculum coordinator, Sakamoto. A serious and cantankerous individual, she might have heard things about me from Mr. Konoe and her colleagues. Next, the male student named Haruaki Abe. For some reason, he knows a lot about me and my connections. He called me Spirit Doctor, so he may know about the Mark Bearers, too. And then we have Himeko Douryou. And Michiho Kinukawa. Both of them have been working with me, so they know Ai and Sho as well. Is the Departed among them? If so, who is it? I don't think it's any of them. Miss Sakamoto said the notices were just some pointless pranks pulled by the students. Was she just trying to throw us off the scent? The Departed is quite meticulous, issuing a notice before killing someone. That is pretty in line with Miss Sakamoto's behavior. But Sakamoto's been the most hostile person I've met here, the polar opposite of the departed who calls me dear husband. If her hatred of me is a ruse, she's got some amazing acting chops. This isn't as easy as I thought. I just don't have enough clues to deduce the departed's true identity yet. I can only press on with the investigation, all the while wondering who are my allies and who are my enemies. Before we realize that a long time has passed. I can't just keep these girls out when they've already broken their curfew. We better leave the infirmary as soon as we're ready. So that'll bring the chapter to an end. I don't know if we get to keep the lost soul, but we can hope. It's also looking like there may not be a bad end to this chapter. After closing up the special building, we leave the school. Mr. Light, would you mind sharing more details about this case with us? Maybe we can help you come up with something. Well, you have a point, but... You don't want us to get involved. It's too late for that. We've already been targeted by the departed. You solving this case is the only way we're going to get our normal lives back. That's why both of us want to help you out. Please let us help, Mr. Light. Fine, alright. All the deaths. Grotesque occult phenomena. The fear of being targeted by the departed. My heart is overburdened with all the stress. I want to let it all out. I just want to vent to someone. Anyone. So once these two press me, I give in easily, opening up like an unlocked diary, spilling the details of the incidents up to this point. How Horikoshi and Manabe were killed by spirits, Daimon's hospitalization, as well as the female doll and the numerous visions she's shown me, something I didn't even tell the mark bearers. I guess that's just about everything. Both of them stare at me, stunned. They must find it hard to believe. Honestly, it'd be more of a shock if they believed it all. Mr. Light? That doll in red dress. We know her. Say what? We saw her before at the clock tower, on the day we received this curse. What curse? I'm not following you. What a turn of events. I have to ask for details. It was 2 months ago during summer break. We went to the clock tower for the school's 70th anniversary project. Oh yeah, weren't you guys planning to get the clock tower moving again? Yes, we wanted to inspect the inside of the tower before moving on with the project. That was when we saw a female doll in a red dress placed on the altar. Did the doll move? No, she was just sitting on the altar. It immediately gave us both the chills, so we decided to get out of the tower. But it was too late, we were already cursed. Is it okay if I tell him, Hime? Sure, go ahead. Only because I'm sure you'll believe us, Mr. Light. Alright. Michiho looks serious, which isn't a side of her I've seen often. You can see them, can't you? My white hair and the mark on Hime's face? Yeah, they really stand out. To tell you the truth, other people can't see them. What? Aside from us, the only one who can see them is you. That's impossible, but how? Now that I think about it, there was definitely something off. Douryou's never even tried to hide her mark from others, and none of the mark bearers ever commented on Michiho's white hair. It all makes sense now. It's because I'm the only one who can see them. We've been this way ever since we met that doll. This must be the doll's curse. Why they never mentioned their curse? We actually told the door manager about it before, but she didn't believe us. She thought we were just being weird kids. It was really hard on us. Yeah, your manager sucks. After that, we decided not to speak about it to anyone else. Douryou solemnly cast her eyes downward. Seems like this is really taking a toll on her and Michiho. After that, we met you. Thought I noticed you staring at my mark. I was wondering whether you could see it back then. Remember when you complimented my hair before? That convinced me you were the only one who could see these things. I was really happy about that. Michiho said we should talk about it with you, but I was afraid. I was scared you'd look at us weird. However, tonight I finally got the courage. Why am I the only one who can see these things, though? I'm not too sure about why that is. Aren't there some spiritual occurrences that are only visible to you? Maybe our curse is like that. So this is another effect of my gifted supernatural sense. I recall the mark that was carved on my body 4 months ago. It was a death curse. Undoubtedly, their curse also has the power to bring misfortune upon them. Have you experienced anything strange ever since you got the curse, like a health condition, hearing, or seeing things? Nothing at the moment. I'm not sleep-deprived and still have my normal appetite. How about you, Hime? I'm fine, too. I knew it. This curse is bad news, right? I mean, it's called a curse for a reason. Don't scare me like that. I feel like I've probably gotten all the information I need from them at the moment. Mr. Light? I've been thinking about this for a while, but do you think the Departed's true identity is... that doll? Not sure. Well, I believe she's the Departed. Evil spirits that were sealed in the clock tower have come out, and I'm sure that was our fault. But she looks different from the Departed. If the Departed can transform into a human, they can probably turn into other things too. Even this curse of ours the Departed's doing, that means it should be lifted once they're gone. Michiho gives an abnormally loud shout. She seems to really believe the female doll is the Departed. She was already investigating spirits in the Departed when we first met. I understand why she was doing that now. She wasn't my rival. She was trying to find a way to lift her curse. If what Michiho said is true, the Departed's case isn't just something that's happening randomly. They're incidents that both of us caused. Douryou. We have to put an end to this case. Please, let us help you out. I've learned new information from the two of them. The evil darkness surrounding Konara Academy continues to deepen. I wonder when that darkness will finally be cleared away and replaced by sunshine. When we arrive at the dormitory, the dorm manager is waiting for us. Given the fact that they broke curfew and returned this late at night, it's no wonder she's beside herself with rage. But I've already learned the trick to dealing with her from our earlier phone call. She's only concerned about who is going to be held responsible for all of this. Once I promise her that I won't tell the school about the curfew violation, she takes it down several notches. I say goodbye to Douryou and Michiho and leave the dormitory. Time to head back to Kujo Mansion. There I start compiling all the reports I need to submit to Mr. Konoe, accompanied by a cup of sweet coffee. How should I summarize this? If I mention the clock tower incident, I'm going to have to bring up the girls breaking curfew as well. That would betray the dorm manager and ruin the image of those two students. Guess I should just stick to mentioning the pool ghost. The black telephone rings loudly. Who's calling me at this late at night? Hello. Kinukawa here, hello. I wasn't expecting you to call this soon. How'd you get the number? Oh, it's about to... question answered. Before we parted ways, I gave them the number to Kujo Mansion just in case. I just didn't imagine she'd be using the number this soon. So why did you call? I just wanted to hear your voice. Your calm voice makes me feel relaxed. Don't you get that a lot? What are you going on about? Anyway, what do you want to talk about? I have a question for you. Let's say, what if I is the Departed? Can you beat her? Why are you asking something like that? Well, the Departed's hiding in our school and we have no idea who it is. I just don't know what I'd do if he may turn out to be the Departed. Just thinking about it makes me feel depressed, hence why I want to talk to you. So, could you attack I if she's the Departed? What's the fixation on I? No comment. Guess my question was way too childish, huh? Time to take a bath. Good night, Mr. Light. Good night. I hang up the phone once the conversation's over. I need to wash off my sweat and get some shut-eye, too. I collapse onto my bed. When I close my eyes, the smiles of the two girls I saved tonight run through my mind. My tension melts away. For the first time in days, I experienced that pleasant bliss of floating to dreamland, unburdened by the past few days' events. However, I know this tranquility is fleeting at best. Once a new notice arrives, I'll have to face the specter again. So yeah, I'm not really impressed by that chapter.